for joining us here today for what is our department's biggest science engagement event of the year, which is the official opening of the 2025 National Science Week program. Let me also take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the management of TUT for agreeing to host us here today. The first point I wish to reflect on is the growth and evolution of our department's National Science Week program. This year marks exactly 25 years since we first introduced National Science Week, or NSW as we call it in short. Since 2000, NSW has grown significantly. Some of you may recall that in its first 3 years, the National Science Week was only celebrated in 3 provinces. Today, I am proud to state that the National Science Week is being celebrated throughout the country. In fact, all our 9 provinces have had the honor of hosting this flagship program more than once. Equally important, over time, we managed to secure the participation of more than 60 organizations, with some conducting activities in multiple sites across our country. Through our partnership with these various organizations, we were not only able to expand the geographic reach of the National Science Week, but has also been able to successfully align the hosting of the National Science Week with municipal boundaries, making sure that there is an activity taking place at least in each district, municipality, and metros of our country. The second point that I wish to talk about are some of the exciting features of the 2025 National Science Week program. This year we celebrate the National Science Week under the theme, Science, Technology, and Innovation are for everyone. This theme will be carried over into 2026 when we introduce the new format, which will now be known as the National Science Month. I will speak more about this later. As with previous editions, some of the key features of the 2025 NSW celebrations include the fact that the majority of the participants are learners, and that the program has an extraordinarily strong science content focus. Thank you very much to our learners who are here today. All this is largely about you. Give yourselves a big round of applause. This science content is presented in the form of over 100 exhibitions, presentation by scientists, science communicators, and other experts. And of course, a motivational talk that will be delivered by one of our country's brightest young people, Ms. Olitilwe Sikokotla, who is an artisan and graduate of the Tshwane North TVET College. Another highlight for this year is the participation of the Anton Lembede Academy of Mathematics, Sciences and Technology Academy as one of the focal points for the National Science Week activities in the KwaZulu-Natal province. For those who do not know, the Anton Lembede Academy is a very exciting school. It's one of our country's model public maths and science schools. It's focusing on math science and, of course, technology, and has consistently been doing very well. This year, I think they are writing their first matric exams. We are waiting to see how they will actually perform. Earlier this year, I had the honor of visiting the school and spent some time with the learners and educators. I must say, I was blown away by what I experienced. As a result, I've asked our department and our entities to help us adopt the school. The reason why I'm doing that is because my own belief is that we actually need to replicate such schools in all the provinces of our country. We must not be ashamed to take the cream of our science learners and put them in a first-class institutions so that we groom the scientists of the future. I don't think we need. All good countries do that with the best talent that they actually have. Now, if we hope to address our skills development needs and significantly reduce youth unemployment, one of the things we need to do is to ensure that the majority of our younger people are able to access high-quality maths and science education at foundation level, regardless of which part of our country they may reside in, urban or rural. One of the things we are fighting against together with our Deputy Minister is to fight against the fear of maths and science. We must not fear maths and science. Educators, please help us. Don't say, I want to improve the pass rate in my matric by taking out kids, even those who have got potential to do, for instance, what we call pure mathematics, and take them to maths literacy because you want to improve your results in your school. Well, the results in your school may as well improve, but you are depriving the country of the necessary maths and science that we need for the development of our country. Siyacela kothisha omkhulu ke bayiyeke lento ukufuna ukuthi kuphaswe kakhulu ngokukhipha abafundi ukuthi benze mathematics. Siyabafuna lapha kule mathematics. This maths is not as difficult as we think. Are you agreeing or disagreeing with me? You are agreeing. Great, great. I'm glad. I was worried that you are disagreeing. There is one main rule in mathematics: practice it. Isn't it? Practice it, all the formulas. Don't be like us. Tina, under apartheid, we were so afraid of mathematics. Mina, if people ask me, I did maths, by the way, in matric. So when people ask me, what symbol did you get in mathematics? I tell them proudly, I got an A. After having clapped, let me clarify what I mean. I got a D in mathematics, but the way I was so afraid of it, that D was as good as A to me. But to you, an A must be an A, not a D. We want to do away with this thing of being afraid of maths and science. Now, I wish to talk about some of the things that we are introducing in furtherance of our science engagement strategy. Building on the impact of existing programs, we've undertaken a decision to enhance our interventions by introducing the following. In 2026, we'll introduce what will now be known as National Science Month, as I've indicated. This means that this year's week-long National Science Week format is the last one and serves as the transition to the month-long program we intend to introduce next year. We think a week is not enough. Let the country focus on science, technology, and innovation for a whole month. We will announce the month in due course. Secondly, we intend to upscale our science centers project. In the past, we donated mobile laboratory units in the form of vans which were customized to serve as laboratories, so that we are able to go to different places, to the schools that do not have laboratories. This intervention has proven to be quite impactful, working with the Department of Basic Education, and with the experience we've gathered, we intend to scale up this program. We are currently considering the establishment of 2 forms of science centers in the country. One must be a national flagship science center, which will comply with the highest global standards. And the other is the introduction of limited scale science centers. These are service delivery focused and strategically located within localities for easy access to the public. By the way, yesterday I had a meeting with my team and other entities that are participating on promoting municipal innovation. They told me about something I hadn't known of, that they are also experimenting with what they call virtual laboratories, which means although we are not able to touch it, but we are able to see it and interact with it virtually, such that we are able to provide real laboratory experience as much as we can to all our learners throughout South Africa, including in rural areas that normally do not have access to this. Now, our decision to upscale our science engagement intervention is informed by a number of considerations. One is my dream of seeing each of our provinces having a high-quality science center before the end of this administration. The other is the realization that if we are to realize our departmental mantra, that of placing science, technology, and innovation at the center of government, education, industry, and society, we'll have to significantly change a number of things we are doing currently. One is the need for us to significantly raise the level of our public awareness efforts about the benefits and opportunities that derive from science, technology, and innovation. We're a very talented country, by the way. I have no doubt that out of these learners who are here, we'll be able to produce some good scientists. I have got great confidence in you. We're a very creative nation from the arts. Look at Amapiano now, That's a worldwide hit. The performance of the Springboks, the performance of Banyana in sports, to what South African scientists can do and are able to do, and that's you in the future. That's why we've brought you here, to come and see what we are doing. Now, this is even more urgent to emphasize the issue of science. If we consider the findings of the first South African public relationship with science survey, which was done by the Human Sciences Research Council in December last year, this survey shows that interventions such as the National Science Week and our science engagement initiatives are achieving meaningful outcomes. The survey further notes that at the moment, 60% of South Africans are aware about the knowledgeable about the role of science and technology, and 66% showed general interest in the topic. That's a huge achievement by our department since 1994. And the fact that the respondents were able to identify their research priorities, with 58% of the respondents in this survey, by the way, prioritizing research in energy supply as the most important thing. Of course, it would have been with load shedding that had been facing us before. At least government is dealing with it now. All this gives us hope that our efforts are achieving the desired outcomes, but of course we must never become complacent and we must do more. The fourth and final point I wish to talk about is the alignment of our science engagement interventions to national priorities. Because of the complementary nature of our mandates, through a number of interventions, as I have said, we are supporting actively supporting the mandate of the Department of Basic Education. For example, we use our National Science Week to support the Department of Basic Education's 2019 to 2030 National Strategy for Mathematics, Science and Technology. This strategy, amongst other things, aims to strengthen learners' motivation and awareness. Basic education strategy aligns perfectly with our department's Science Engagement Strategy 2015, which seeks to popularize science, engineering, technology, and innovation as attractive, relevant, and accessible in order to enhance scientific literacy and awaken interest in relevant careers. I'm glad NRF has got its entity led by Dr. Musi, which is focusing on science engagement. Now, unfortunately, CEO, we're going to pull this entity to work closer with the ministry because it will support us in a number of, without taking it away from you, of course, it will support us in a number of initiatives that we are dealing with. My focus now and passion is to communicate about science. There are so many things that we are doing in this country, as this department, as our entities, as our scientists, but they are not that well known. And we should make sure that these things are known because it will help us to develop a science-literate society, which should be one of our main goals. We also support the Department of Basic Education through our STEM Olympiads, the competitions for learners to judge themselves against their peers, both in South Africa and outside South Africa, on how good they are. Our department also provides a compilation of science, engineering, and technology careers material. This is well-researched STEM career content for both learners and educators that can be downloaded from our website for free or can also be delivered to schools upon request. Have you got this, Sompis, you were telling me about this document. Have we circulated it to everyone? It's only in front here because you can use that document. It shows how to access this information that I am actually talking about. It's called SET Resources Manual. It's very important that you actually have that so we are able to access the information that we have. We also request the media to do the same. By the way, to the media, you are our partners. Without you partnering with us in this journey of advancing our science agenda, we are not going to be able to make the progress that we are making. We are happy the SABC, the public broadcaster, is here to actually show what we are doing. Because as a public broadcaster, by the way, it is your duty to actually support these public initiatives. Thank you very much for being here. I will reward you by inviting you to the World Science Journalism that we are holding towards the end of the year. All science journalists will be here in South Africa, hosted by our department, and I will be the chief host. So you better show me nicely on television. Then I will invite you. But on a serious note, all of the media, we are saying, let's partner in this journey to promote science in our country. In the immediate term, these interventions that we are making are aimed at increasing the number of learners with higher pass rates in maths and science, and to ensure that more and more young black children, even those who reside in the most inaccessible parts of our country, are empowered with the confidence and competencies to take up careers in science. Nganzam, you have no excuse in not pursuing what you want to pursue. You know that government now From schooling, there are schools which are no-fee schools. You don't have to pay if you come from a poor background. Being poor must not be a curse because you are so talented in so many things. If you finish your matric or after grade 9, you can go to a TVET college and acquire a skill. Those who go to university, you can go to university, and government has a bursary called the National Student Financial Aid Scheme, which pays for everything that you need to be able to complete your studies. So there is absolutely no reason. Going beyond that, as the department, together with other institutions and the private sector, we offer bursaries for you to pursue science or science-related careers. So no one must have an excuse. Not lento yetu under apartheid. Of course, under apartheid, we were also frustrated in so many ways, such that in some instances it almost became fashionable. When you finish standard 6, you are done. Right, man. No, that time is past. It was our time, not your time. Now, as the department, we are doing all of this so that we are able to ultimately change the face and landscape of our public science system, for it to be a true reflection of the demographics of our country in terms of race, class, and gender. Therefore, my message to the learners who are here today, take full advantage of the information that we are going to be getting and the exposure and the opportunities that you can identify, and that today's programs offer you lots of opportunities. In conclusion, I wish to once again thank our host, Tshwane University of Technology, TUT, the DSTI entities, and the entities of other government departments, our educators and learners, government officials and the participating scientists, science communicators, exhibitors, and every institution or individual who contributed to making this event possible. It is now my honor and privilege to declare the National Science Week officially open. But now, I have got a very important task I've been asked to perform, having given my speech, and it's very important. Nanbe indaba msana kusishiya ke manje mase ngiqeda ukukhuluma. Ibaluleke kabi lento engifuna ukuyenza la manje. Last year, when we launched the National Science Week at the Central University of Technology in the Free State, I asked a question to the learners, and I said to myself, a national essay competition for learners to write on this topic. Science and technology are for everyone. Artificial intelligence has emerged as one of the key drivers of science and technology. Is it an advantage to society or not, artificial intelligence? Now, we then thought perhaps let's pilot this and turn it into a debate and have a competition. So we first opened it, we only opened it for now to the students here in Tshwane. But we want to make this in future a national competition. Now, I'm very pleased then to say that the schools that participated, the runner-up, the finalists, the two finalist schools are here today. And I'm gonna name them just now. But let me mention the prizes. Both schools, the finalists and the winning school, will visit the CSIR in Tshwane, Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, and then go to the Astronomical Observatory in Cape Town. And then the winners will then proceed from Cape Town to Sutherland in the Northern Cape to actually go and see the South African large telescopes, where at night you can see and observe the sky and all those things. Now, let me then say, 18 schools participated from Tshwane, which is why partly we are launching here. And the two finalist schools were Pretoria Technical High and Nkangala Engineering School of Specialization. Now, I'm very pleased then to announce the winning school. The winners is Nkangala Engineering School. So, yes. So I've done my job for today. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. What? Nkangala? The winners. Nkangala, where are you? Can you please come? No. Let's not only call Nkangala. Both Pretoria High, the finalists as well, please come up here. Hello. Congratulations. So, who is Nkangala? You and Nkangala, the winners. Congratulations. Maybe let's move forward a bit so that, yeah, okay. All right.
So we have symbolic trophies for both.
Oh, okay. So this is for who? All right.
This is for the winning school. You just get them one.
For Nkangala. And for Pretoria. Yeah, this is just the trophies, but each one of them will have this trophy so that they can proudly take it to school or home. It depends on how you decide. You will collect them as you actually leave, these trophies. Sanibongela bantu bami. Congratulations. Not in front of